Hello, this is a quick video to show how to install and use the Rosette Generator plugin for Octoprint, which is designed to be used in conjunction with the LatheEngraver software, specifically the RoseEngine plugin inside the LatheEngraver. First thing we're going to do is head over to the repository. We want to get a link to the latest release, so we'll click here on latest, and you'll see this zip file right here. We're going to right click on that and copy the link address. The link to the repository as well as this link will be in the description of the YouTube video as well. Go back to Octoprint. We're going to click on the wrench and go over to the plugin manager on the left pane. Then we're going to click on Get More up here. And we're going to go to the From URL and paste that in and hit install. We'll get a bunch of status messages as it installs. Once it's done installing, we're going to hit restart now and proceed. This can take up to 30 seconds, so we'll just hang out. You can also rapidly click on the attempt to reconnect, and it'll still take just as long. There we go, we're reloading. We'll have to log back in. Okay, so now that we installed it, if we click on the list, we should see the Rosette Generator. If you don't, you click on that wrench again, go back to the plugin manager, and then scroll down to the Rosette Generator right here. If this button, this slider is not enabled, then you want to click that to enable it. If at any time you want to disable the Rosette Generator, you can click that and it won't show up anymore. You can also uninstall it right here. If you do either of those, you'll have to restart your Octoprint server like I just showed. Okay, so now we'll go to the Rosette Generator, talk about that. So in the top here, we have the variables that you can change, as well as the export folder, the file name, and then some buttons. Starting at the top, we've got the style of Rosette. There's a list of a bunch of styles. These are not the correct nomenclature, at least traditionally for the Holtzapfel series. At some point, I hope to update them to that. That's down the road. The first variable you can change is the outer radius. You can increase and decrease it with a slider. And then if you want more precision, you can just type in your number over here, 24.7, for example. The amplitude is the total amplitude. It is possible to create rosettes that are not useful, at least not able to be used. So keep that in mind. The number of segments, that right now it's set at 12, and of course you can change that to as many as you want. The phase lets you rotate it. This is mostly for the merge function, which I'll show in a moment. The export folder is going to default to the plugin directory. So we want to change that. What you want to do is you want to find your Rosette directory, which depends on your operating system and how you set everything up when you installed it. I'm going to copy that link, and then I'll go back and I'll hit the browse button and I'll paste that in there and click on OK. And if you hit save defaults, it's going to save everything in here as your your default setup. So for example, if I set that at 50 and I hit save defaults, now the next time I come in here, it'll be at 50 millimeters. I did save the Rosette folder. Once you have a Rosette you like, let's just call this, to make it easy, _ test Rosette, and I will export that. And it just saved it in that folder. So I'll click and go back to the RoseEngine plugin. And up at the top here, I've got test Rosette. And there we go. That's the one we just created. Going back to the Rosette Generator, let's talk about the merge function real quick. Let me increase the amplitude a little bit. If you click the hold button, that holds the currently selected Rosette in memory on the screen. And then we will add another Rosette, in this case a dip. And so we can independently change the settings on that. And again, you can use finer settings by typing them in. Once we have something we like, we hit merge, and it will merge the two rosettes based on the outside points. Now we can rename that merged, and we can export the SVG, go back to the RoseEngine, and we should see the merged one. And there we go, and it'll pull it up. That's where the phase came in. If you ever want to reset this, we'll reset it. Just for an example, let's try a bump, and we'll go up to 12. Oops. There we go. And lower the amplitude a little bit. I'm going to hold that, and then I'm going to go to a dip, but let's change this to 24. Now, we might want to rotate this, right? So we can use the phase to rotate, you know, where those dips are. You know, let's say we wanted that at 15 degrees, which gets the dips like that. So that was kind of the reason for the phase there. We hit merge. Now we've got this little rosette here, and we can export that. I think that pretty much covers it. There's a couple of rosette styles that I'll show you, the convex and concave. Oh, okay. Since we were merging, it's going to kind of keep the screen messed up. When you're done merging, you want to hit reset. That will get you back to a blank canvas. And if you click preview, it'll pull up the currently selected one. Let me get that back down to a lower number of segments. This is the convex and concave and convex. So it's 50% right now of each. So you can play with this. You can put 25%. And now 25% will be the small dip. And then the larger will be on the top. The reverse would be if we put 75, and then that gives us this style. So that's one of the rosettes that has an extra variable. Another one is the X+1 rosette. Some of these rosettes, when you first open them, are going to look a little crazy because you got to play with the amplitude. So if I go down to a 1, or maybe a 0.5 there, then you'll see that we've got 3 bumps and then a 1 long bump, and that's split 50%. So the segments from here to here, and we've got 3 and then 1. So you can change the 3 to a 4, and that'll give you 4 bumps, or of course 2 bumps, right? So you can change that and play with that. I think those are the only 2 that have any extra special variables. The rest of these you can go through and take a look at. Anyways, that pretty much covers everything. If you have any questions, please post them either in the comments of the YouTube video, or of course you can post them on the Discord. And then especially if you have any issues where it's not working correctly, I've tested this on Windows and Linux. I have not tested it on a Mac yet. If you have any problems with anything that doesn't work, you can use those 2 communication channels, or you can go back to the Rosette Generator repository, and you can click on issues, and you can put a new issue in. If you say if there's a problem, you can post it up there, and I'll get notified, and I'll try and fix it. So thanks anyways for taking a look at the plugin, and I would love to get a little bit of feedback on how it works for you if it does, and thanks again for watching.